I was dating this girl for almost 2 years. We met in a psych ward. Yes. Yes. Should have been a red flag. I mean, not, yeah. My ex caught a bus to my work to break up with me after my shift. What the fuck? What? Why? And then asked if I could drive him home. Are you serious? So you guys sent in your gnarliest breakup stories, and babes, girly, bestie, queen, you've got some horrible taste in men/women, but it's fine, we've all been there. We're just gonna read these publicly on the internet though. Some of these stories are enough to make you never want to look at another human being ever again, if I'm honest. So let's jump into it. A guy I was dating in high school would flirt with his ex right in front of me, pick her up, touch her, but it was his ex who helped set us up in the first place. Big red flags. That is not a red flag. That is a stampede of red flags. That's so instead of dealing with that bullcrap, I dated his older brother. Nice. Honestly, love your work. Absolute boss move. Oh, and there's more. If you're wondering how the relationship with the brother went, it lasted 6 months, long distance, and I'm pretty sure he was cheating on me. Okay. Otherwise, he fell for a chick real fast in a couple weeks after we broke up. After having nothing to do with him for the last 4 years, moving cities and starting university, we now work at the same place. Oh, buddy. Lovely family though. That's great. That nearly makes up for it. That was a lot to start with. That was a big intro, wasn't it? Hope you're doing well. Hope your co-working situation is not the worst. I was 16 and the girl I was dating ended up telling me that she had been diagnosed with leukemia and only had a year left to live. Hectic. The absolute kicker was she never had leukemia, nor was it the only crazy lie that she told. That is very unhinged. That's incredibly unhinged. Also, I did know a guy in high school that told everyone he had cancer so that my friend would like him back. Which, is this like a thing? I was dating this girl for almost 2 years. We met in a psych ward. Yes. Yes, should have been a red flag. I mean, not, yeah. We were super close, like best friends and everything. She knew me even better than I knew myself. She broke up with me the day after I finished placement for uni. I ended up back in the hospital mainly for a TMS top up. Because we met there, I had all the nurses ask about her and our relationship, so I got stuck with the task of telling them all about the breakup. That sucks. She ended up blocking me on everything out of the blue after a few weeks of us being civil and friendly. Then I found out only a month after the breakup that she's already dating another girl and that she's moving to another state to be with this girl. Plus they've gotten a new dog together after only being together for a month. I love being a lesbian. I have seen this story play out in person so many fucking times. So many times between two girls. Never ends well. That is not how healthy relationships start. That is not gonna last a long time. But yeah, very gay of them. It was my first gay relationship with a large age gap, I might add. She was 15 years older than me and I was 20 at the time. Big one. Large. Extra large, in fact. Everything was going well. She wanted to get serious, made big romantic gestures. Starting to look a little bit like love bombing. Even told me to leave some stuff at her house, etc. And suddenly one day after 6 months, she told me that she never really liked me and we should break up before I fall in love with her. When I told her why then was she acting like that, she responded with, because I thought that's what people do in relationships. Plus the sex was good, but shit. Girl, I love this story. Use a comma. like a couple, just like maybe another comma somewhere. I digress. Plus the sex was good, but she never wanted anything serious, but she thought that I did, so she asked me to be with her. Sounds like a I'll be honest. I just got up, told her to grow up and learn to take responsibility for her actions and never spoke to her again, even though she tried to contact me. I knew I deserved better even though it hurt like hell. Good on you for doing that. Most people don't. Whenever shit like this happens, I'm just like, you dodged a bullet. Sometimes you do get shot first, but you do dodge the other bullets that inevitably would have come. So he was my first long-term boyfriend. We were terrible for each other, but had a great time making stupid decisions and being completely irresponsible. Yeah. The breakup wasn't super awful, but the aftermath was tragic. He turned up on my doorstep 2 years later and proposed because he just realized what he had lost 2 years later. Then 10 years later, he messaged to say he was in the area and would love to catch up for a coffee. We met up for an hour and it seemed really normal and quite nice to catch up. When I went to say goodbye, he burst into tears and told me he hadn't had a girlfriend since we broke up and he still missed us. It was way too sad to be flattering. Yeah, that's a bit, why hasn't he had a girlfriend? What's the hang up there? It's been a few years since then and I have no idea what he's up to now, but I hope he's moved on. I hope he's moved on too. That's upsetting to read. Was dating a guy for a bit over 7 years. That's a long time. It's a long time. Almost 7 years in, and just after we'd moved into our house that we built together, he started having an affair with someone he worked with. 20 plus years our senior. Needless to say, that relationship ended badly and I lost my home and the love of my life at the same time. Last I heard, they're married, living in that same house. That is fucking rough. That is rough. Yeah, look, it's not ideal. It was a terrible time in my life, but it's been many years now and I can appreciate the good times I did have in that relationship and I'm thankful for the lessons learned. Lots of you are very positive at the conclusions of these, which is nice. I paid for driving lessons to get her license, loaned her money to buy a first car after being together for like 9 months, and she was gone within a month. That's... sorry about that. I think we all need a little breather after that one. So that will bring us to the sponsor of this video, Native. I was super excited to receive these, but Native now has plastic-free deodorants. This is a new design. It's 100% plastic-free. It uses the same formula as their regular deodorant, but this one's obviously much more sustainable packaging. It's made with 90% post-consumer recycled paper, and Native is also a proud partner of 1% for the Planet, which means they commit 1% of their plastic-free deodorant sales to environmental non-profits. You save 37 grams of single-use plastic every time you buy one of these. And Native is also committed to sourcing the paper for these from responsibly managed forests. As for the actual deodorant, it's aluminium and paraben free. It's also vegan and cruelty free. It includes familiar and simple ingredients like coconut oil and shea butter. And I switched it up a little bit this time with the scents. So I got aloe and green tea, which I've been loving. Lilac and white tea, and I don't know how else to explain this one other than it smells like when you walk into your friend's room who always smells really good and there's just something in their room that smells nice. That's what this smells like. And then eucalyptus and mint, which is like a really fresh smell. 3 plastic-free deodorants are usually $39, but if you use my code Brianne12, you'll get them for $26, which is over 33% off. And you can also get 20% off any body washes or toothpaste. And thanks again to Native for sponsoring this video. So I was dating this girl, we dated for about 4 months. Randomly, she told me she was poly. I didn't care because I support that. And then the next day, she basically told me she cheated on me emotionally and ditched me for a dude. What an asshole. She sounds like she sucks ass, I'll be honest. Ditched you for a dude, that's an immediate downgrade. I met this boy at school, we dated for 6 months and he was pretty loving, but when I told him that I'm bi, he broke up with me and told everyone that I cheated on him with 3 girls. Why would you go around telling people that you can pull mad chicks? Honestly, I'd run with that. Take it as a compliment. We went to Melbourne for a few days. Everything was going great. She got a call from her ex, but I didn't think anything of it. She then simply announced she'd booked herself a room in another hotel and we were over. Whoa, wow. That's fucked. The kicker was we drove down in her car. Babe. So I had the awkward drive back to Canberra the next day. That is so fucked up. I don't even know how I would process that. I think that's the worst one I've read. That's sending love. Hopefully this happened a while ago. What is wrong with people? What is wrong with people? I was 20 at the time and she was 26. After a month or so, she started talking about how she wanted to have kids and that her biological clock is ticking. She never asked me if I wanted to have kids in the first place. A couple months later, I found out she was cheating on me with dudes from a sugar daddy website to make money on the side, and after confronting her, she left me to go back to her physically and mentally abusive ex. Well, that's a complicated situation to say the least. It was a messy breakup and the fact that we saw each other at work regularly didn't make it any easier for me. Oh, the working with your ex thing, I don't know how people do it. I have no idea how you would traverse that situation. My ex caught a bus to my work to break up with me after my shift. What the fuck? What? Why? And then asked if I could drive him home. Are you serious? What is wrong with people? These videos, I swear to God, make me question absolutely everything. 2 weeks later, he got a new girlfriend and I found out all his friends kept calling her Maddie, my name, to her face. This is messy. This is messy, messy, messy. I also always bump into him because we have the same music taste and go to the same concerts, and he always ends the night by drunk calling me. It's been 2 years since we broke up. This is just so sad on his part. My first love told me I wasn't Christian enough. A week later, I come to find out he started dating the girl I told him I was worried about. A classic move. Not Christian enough though. Probably dodged a bullet there. You know, seeming like a bit of a bullet dodge. My girlfriend ghosted me completely and then updated her TikTok bio to say single. That is brutal. That is super weird. That's super weird. I hope that does not catch on. Really, really not chill. I hate the internet sometimes, I'll be honest. Like, love it to bits, don't get me wrong, but for that, really brings out the worst in people sometimes. I simply got dumped by the dumpster near a cemetery. What? Buddy, that's not what you want. That's like not ideal. It's not ideal. There, I said it. That sucks. That is, I mean, but like setting the mood, really, you know? It gets everyone on the same page. I actually had 5 bad breakups. They all died. Girl, what are you doing? Is there something wrong with me? No. But are we poisoning them? No, there's nothing. It's not your fault at all. And it's not funny. I should not have laughed at that. That's really fucked. I apologize. Forget it ever happened. I'm about to tell a story that has nothing to do with this. When I was younger, I wanted a bird and I also loved Fergie. So I went and bought a peach face from the pet store, took it home, called it Fergie. The next day that I went out to check on Fergie and the cage was empty. I'm like, that's really weird. We've had heaps of birds. This never happened. So freak accident. Let's go back to the pet shop. We'll get another one. Do the same thing. Put it back. Okay, Fergie. This is Fergie number 2. The next day, fucking Fergie's gone. Where are my birds going? Where are these birds going? Repeat the process. There were 5 Fergies we went through and they kept disappearing every time. I was like, Fergie? No. I changed the name to I don't even know what. I don't care because it's not Fergie. And then we had that bird for like 6 years. So similar thematically, but is there a lesson in each of these stories? Probably not. Don't name your bird Fergie. Okay, just don't do that. And I think I'll leave you on the Fergie story. I think that's probably, all of this is a lot to digest, but the Fergie story in particular, quite strange. If you are new here, I give shout outs at the end of every video to people who become members of my channel, which you can do in the link in the description. You get access to things like custom emojis, priority replies to comments, shout outs at the end of every video, a separate section that is just for members on my channel. We've got Claudia Allen who just joined, so thank you for becoming a member. I hope none of you are ever in contact with any of these people ever again. That is bad juju. It is bad juju.